All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook. So today it will be another quick one. I feel the need to talk about a lot of the videos that I've seen lately, a lot of the videos that a number of people have been sending to me. It's important that I talk about it. So thank you very much for joining. And if you have any contributions, please use the comment section. If you want to join the live, please send a video and send a request to join. And I'm happy for us to have this conversation. It shouldn't be one-sided. So feel free to drop your comments. And let's talk about the state of the nation, because it's alarming. You know, some of us, we love Nigeria. I'm one of those people that loves Nigeria. And I'm like in Nigeria because I want to be in Nigeria, not because I have to be in Nigeria. So it will be nice for us to do whatever we can to fix our nation. So thank you so much for joining. God bless you all. So I'll just go straight to the point. I'll tell you some stories first. So I've been receiving some of the videos. I'm sure some of you have received those videos of all sorts of rituals that are happening, and it's extensive. It's happening everywhere. Ritual here, ritual there. So what are we telling our young girls? So a girl innocently goes out with a guy, or just goes to watch a movie or a hangout, meet me somewhere, and before you know what's happening, they've beheaded her, they've chopped off her head, and they are using her for a money ritual. A couple of weeks ago, I put it on my stories. I was having my hair done. So the lady that does my hair, said to me, she said, hello, Anarchy, hello, everyone. She said to me, she said, Ronke, and she said, not Ronke, she doesn't call me Ronke. She said, the school called, because she knows what I do. The school, her daughter's school called for a PTA. And when they called for the PTA, what happened? She said they told them that there were 3 incidences. One of the incidences, some guy believed that the teacher liked his girlfriend. So he believed that the teacher likes the student's girlfriend. So he was angry, he got his guys, they beat up the teacher in the school in Bariga here, real life story. They beat up the teacher, and when they finished beating up the teacher, they put him in a drum. So maybe all those ones that they use for suya, or maybe a plastic one, I don't know. They put him in a drum and they threw him. They threw him from maybe to 2nd or 3rd story building, and they threw him out. He was badly hurt. He might have even died. These are what our children are doing. So that was bad enough. And then she said, this is at the PTA of the school. Then she mentioned the story about 3 children that were involved. So 2 of the kids tricked a 3rd one that they could make money. These are secondary school children, junior secondary school students. They could make money in however way they may have explained it to him, and they had to go somewhere. So the 3rd child bought into the story, and he went with them. Unknown to him, they were going to a ritualist, secondary school children. They got on a marwa, the 3 of them. They did whatever they wanted to do, and then they came back. So when the parents and the school were looking for this 3rd child, that where is the child that in this school, they couldn't find him in the neighborhood, they were looking for him, where is the child, where is the child? They so it was going around the neighborhood that they're looking for a child. It was the Marwa driver that said, well, I drove 3 of these kids on so day to this location, and when I drove them, I drove 3, and when I was coming back, I came back with only 2 children. So maybe you can check X, Y, and Z area. So by the time the police were involved anyway, they went to check where the boy was taken. When they went there, they realized they were confused, apparently. They were confused. They couldn't figure out where they were going anymore. This is the Marwa and the boys. Their vision was blurred. They couldn't recognize anywhere. They didn't know where they took the boy. So something must have happened so that they won't be able to trace whoever it was that did the money rituals for them. When they questioned the boys a lot more, the boys said that it was some guys that they met on their way from school that said if they wanted money, they should just bring one of their friends and X, Y, and Z, and they will have a lot of money. And they made money. This was what they did. That's the 2nd story. Now, the 3rd story was, let me see, I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Yes. So these guys again wanted to do another ritual. Another lot of guys wanted to do ritualistic things that they wanted to do. So what did they do? They went to the babalawo, herbalist, some people call it, spiritualist, whatever. They went there that they wanted to, secondary school boys, I'm not talking about university, they wanted to do this ritual. So they went there and the guy said, okay, you're going to need somebody close in your family, somebody in your nuclear family is what you're going to need for this ritual killing, for this sacrifice or whatever. So the guys, one of the guys brought his mother, said he would bring his mother. Another one said he has a special needs sibling, that he will bring that special need sibling for the sacrifice. So he brought, so they managed to bring the parent. I don't know who the third person brought. I cannot recollect from the story she told me. But they also brought their own people. At this time, the spiritualists had told some people in the neighborhood, I don't know if the police were involved. This is what they're telling them at the PTA of the school. The PTA is telling them this story. And this is what children in secondary school are doing. So the three guys that wanted to do the ritual, one brought the mother, one brought the sibling that had the special needs. The third one, I don't know what that one brought. So when they brought their people, these spiritualists had already been in touch with people, and then they said, oh, this is what this guy has done. He wants to use these people for sacrifices. The mother was shocked. The special needs child obviously didn't know what was up. I don't know what who the first person brought. So we asked him, why did you tell the people in the neighborhood and about this thing? Because he said if he doesn't do the sacrifice for the guys, that they would actually go to another spiritualist, and that spiritualist might do it for them, the money ritual. When they asked these children that this money ritual, you want to sacrifice your mother and you want to sacrifice your sibling for this money ritual, what is it exactly that you want to do, that you want to sacrifice people that are so dear to you? They said they wanted to buy iPhone. Sacrificing parents and sibling for iPhone. So that's the state of the nation that we are in now. The other viral video that has been moving around that I can hardly watch is of a decapitated girl. It's on YouTube, it's everywhere. She was decapitated, probably went to go and see boyfriend somewhere, and they planned, and I think the video was by the police because somebody was actually narrating it. I don't know whether things are actually released to the public. I don't know how we work in this country. But they had decapitated the girl. They needed her head, and I think they had burnt the head. It was the head they needed for their sacrifice. True story. True life stories. As in 2022. Now, this is what we have all around. People just wanting to sacrifice one person or the other. So, those of us that have, especially those of us that have girls, your girl can innocently go out. Maybe they are going out to the club or going to a party or hanging out somewhere like they like to do. And some children may have, even if it's a girl, their friends can lure them somewhere, and before you know what's happening, they have used them for human sacrifice. That is what is reigning in the country now. So we must be careful. And it's the greed, this fast living. I don't know what we're teaching our children anymore. People don't ask where their children get money from, as long as they get the money. Another person sent to me on Instagram where a mother allowed her son to sleep with her because he's spiritually said if he sleeps with his mother, he's going to get a lot of money. Now, I don't know much about these things, but do they actually get this money? Does this money actually come out? Does this money actually, where is it generated from? I mean, we've been having conversations on Facebook where we ask, if money comes up, is it stolen money? Is it money that CBN are looking for? What is the number of that money? What's the serial number? Where are they getting this money for? Is it truly working to the point where it's dangerous? Even the domestic staff that you have in your house can choose to use you as a sacrifice. Yesterday, I had to use a new driver to drive me out. And whilst I knew his background, we had done the background check and all sorts of things, I was still paranoid because I felt, that's how you just go and do something or rush somewhere and they want to kill their enemies or something like that. That thought is at the back of my mind. The parents know, yeah, Asha, They know it's dirty money, but they don't care. But why have we lost our values to the point where we don't care? So money, and they're just killing people anyhow. What are we going to do about it? Because we are now in a state of anarchy. The government are not seem able to do anything because the consequences are not severe enough. If you take 5, 10, 20 of these children doing this ritualistic killing and you actually put them in jail with hard labor and do something severe, I don't know if the death penalty still stands in some places. I know in the case of Hanifa, the governor had said that once they've said he's guilty, that he's going to be, they're going to give him the death penalty and he's going to sign. So I believe to a large extent that it's still active in Nigeria. So do we need to go to these extreme measures so that people will be afraid? Because there seems to be no dignity in labor anymore. People don't feel proud. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. I don't tend to use house helps because I don't like the drama. And I don't have a young child at home, so I don't really like the drama of house help. But this year I said, okay, about 10 days ago, I said, okay, let me get somebody. I got a young girl. She said, what does she want? Or I said, how much do you want for your salary? She said she wants 30,000 naira. I didn't even negotiate. I said, fine, come and start. She started the job. When she starts the job, number one, I don't even like people cooking for me. I'm just paranoid in many ways. I'm strange. So I do the cooking and I give her the cooking. I give her the food to eat. So the things that she's doing are very limited. My daughter goes to school, doesn't come back in time. I go to work. Sometimes she will come, they open the door for her at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. 7 o'clock, she said, oh, I'm done. And this is after she has taken a break and eaten 3 meals. And then yesterday she said, oh, she can't breathe. I said, please stop it. You can breathe, you can do everything. The long story short, she didn't want to work again. So all this, what is the matter? I said, the work is too much. And I thought to myself, the work is too much. What is the work that is too much? What are we giving you to do? So I said, okay, please just be going because I don't even want drama. Now, why am I mentioning this? When she wanted to go, she actually called her mother. Because I always like to know their parents and, I don't want to go and get a criminal in the house. And the mother was lying, too. The mother was telling lies on the phone. And I thought to myself, parents are lying and collaborating with their children to lie. I mean, if you want to go, go. That one is not the problem. But when you are collaborating with your children, what are you teaching them? Parents are not even, I don't get it anymore. Parents are the one helping their children to tell lies, to do whatever it is that they want. Okay, I said, please, let her go. There's no big deal. I gave her salary for the period of time that she had worked. And then today again, she calls me, and Nigerian calls that, oh, let her come back. And I said, come back. She was not suffering here. You can't work with me and suffer. There are people here that work for me many, many years. I know how to spoil people. But you must do your work. You can't come here and not do your work. They do not want to work. This generation don't want to work. And the parents are encouraging it. The parents are allowing children not to work. So we're getting ritualistic killing here, ritualistic killing there. Are we going to continue like this? This is what we're going to do. And it's being propagated and projected in movies. If you watch all those movies, I'm fed up, especially even the Yoruba ones, the Igbo ones. In fact, the traditional ones, they just put it there. They're even the worst. Even when you see a 21st century looking movie that is clean and it's nice, and you're thinking, oh wow, I can engage in this movie, let me watch it. And they will be showing you homes in Lekki and beautiful places around Lagos. Before you know what's happening, you will just see Calabash. You will just see one thing, it must end in ritual. It must end in ritual. Okay, thank you, Anarchy, for reassuring me that I'm not the weird one. Everything must end in ritual. Why must everything end in ritual? Can we now begin to ban those movies? They say it's a reflection of what we do in the real world. Okay, we have heard, we now know. Because remember when we were growing up, I don't know about you, they would tell us that when we cut our nails, we must throw it in the toilet and flush it. When we comb our hair, till today, I'm telling you, I still do that thing, I'm still paranoid. Even when I go to the salon, if I comb my hair and the hair cut off, I will remove it, put it in tissue and put it in my bag. I will come home to flush it. Then we moved from that era. And then that was also the time when we don't eat food in people's houses and all those sort of things. I don't know whether it was only me it happened to. The music, yes, Anarchy, you're right. The music, the skits, everything, juju. Can we stop it? Can we actually stop it? And I watched a documentary also on YouTube where there was a market where they sell all these things they use for the juju. That's all they sell there. Corals, snake, something, head of goats, all sorts of things. That's all they sell. I think maybe it was somewhere in Abeokuta or somewhere. I don't know. Don't quote me on that actual location. But I saw it on a video a while ago. That's all they sell. All these juju things. Thanks, Rabbi. That's all they sell in this market. Can they destroy and stop all those sort of things? I'm not saying that people should not do traditional, use your bow and stuff like that. But when you are doing things for rituals and it's in the open and people can see that it's in the open and they have a market, you know, for lack of a better word, a juju market where people do evil. So if the babalawo, the spiritualist says, go and bring, I don't know, snake skin or crocodile skin or whatever, you can go to that market and buy the thing. Maybe we should stop all those things. How about the movies? Those movies, the songs, you know, fast living, yahoo. I saw another little video, 1 minute, 53 seconds long. I was still speaking to the lady that is doing my daughter's hair. And I said to her, I was showing her, the boy was so small. He looked like an 8-year-old, but he claimed he was 15. What are you doing here? The interviewer asked. There were 3 of them. He said, they want to hustle. They want to do yahoo. I'm thinking, these rats want to do yahoo. These small rats. And they want to do yahoo where they are staying. They don't chase us come out for there. So we have to hustle. We have to do yahoo. So myself, which type of country are we living in? There's a power cut, but I think my things are still moving on. Please let me know that you can still hear me. The other one is moving. This one is reconnecting on Instagram. Let me see. Yeah, everything should be fine. I already had my lights as a backup, so everything should be fine. I think you can still hear me on Facebook. It's Instagram that is struggling at the moment. Can you hear me? I think it's still showing us live in all places. It's only the Instagram that is struggling at the moment. Anyway, yeah, I think it's back. Instagram is back. If Eze says, Bronke, I still do that as well. One has to be extra careful. These times we are in, perilous wickedness is on a scary level. Okay, thank you, Joy, for letting me know you can still hear me. We have all this sort of evil happening all around. You can't drop your head. Then when we finished all those ones, remember there was a time that it was pants. They were stealing pants. If I don't know where they will find your knickers anyway, maybe they dry it outside. If they see your knickers, they will take your knickers, your pants for rituals. So boys were looking for pants, knickers of girls or women so that they can take it to the Ashimolo. I can remember it was pants that was raining at some point. Then drivers were collaborating to kidnap their employers. We had that one as well. Different kind of collaboration to get somebody for a ritual and all sorts of things. So this state of anarchy that we are in now, is this how we're going to be looking? That we can't even walk, you can't employ somebody. Bear in mind that Hanifa's case, it was the owner of the school that got Hanifa. The owner of the school was the one that kidnapped Hanifa when she was coming back from Islamic school. Kept her, and his wife was there. She was aware of it for 5 good days that Hanifa was there. After that, they gave her rat poison and then buried her in a shallow grave. This is what happened with Hanifa. So our children are not even safe again with the people the schools. So that means maybe the school leaders, the teachers can also collaborate to use these children as, it will not be our children in Jesus' name, as for rituals. Even their friends. Ashimolo, you don't know about the pants thing. If you don't know about pants thing, you're not in Nigeria. Just go and find another country to belong to. So the children are now collaborating to get their friends for rituals. So your son or daughter can decide to go out with friends, and then that boy may not come back or that girl may not come back because the friends have planned to use the child as a ritual. And that is what we have in Nigeria today. So even I can say, oh, I'm going out with a couple of friends, especially a lot of us that meet people on social media. Be very wary. You can decide, oh, they'll build a relationship with you. Let's meet up, hang out. And this one even happened at Christmas, where a lady actually saw a girl going somewhere and on a bus, and she was having a chat, and she was just listening to her and noticed that this girl was too young for the conversation. I can't remember the exact detail. Anyway, she followed the girl, and she realized that the girl was actually meeting somebody of her, she met on Facebook and she was going to go with the person, but she interrupted and truncated the whole evil event that might have happened to the girl. She was a minor and she was going to meet a man that had lied that he was somewhere around her age. Noyan says, even some mothers give out their sons to be mentored as Yahoo boys. That's how wicked our society is. I know that there was also a time when they used to, well, they still do, send children to Italy. Parents will send children to Italy for prostitution so that they can make money, and they will send money home and these parents will spend it. Now, if a mother will sleep with her son for money, then what is remaining in this country? Because I keep saying it, I talk, I speak, and I know that many of us that love the country and we don't want it to be like that, to continue like this. How do we begin to rebuild when people have lost conscience and basic morals? Ashimolowo said, I think people who make money legally and morally must begin to show up, because we must find a replacement for this man. We must find it, and we must reward the people that are working hard. We really must. Last Christmas, I can remember in the school, it was the class assistants, the nannies, janitor that I rewarded the most, because I see how much they work. They work harder than the teachers. Anyone around the school, we know that the assistants, they work harder than teachers. Without them, behind the scenes, without the cook behind the scenes, without the person cleaning the school, without the person, they work harder than the teachers. But the glory and the glamour tends to go to the teachers. Like my own power, the full power is back now. The glory goes to all these teachers, but we must reward those that are working very, very hard. There must be dignity in labor. We must reward people that, that they do odd jobs. They do legal work, moral work, as Ashimolowo put it. Those people ought to be rewarded, because if we don't continue to, if we just continue to praise, and then on social media, another thing that I wanted to mention, I've been seeing a lot of so-called celebrities, so-called, because some people call them celebrities, and I actually agree. And it's not a matter of beefing, where there's no substance, no class. They would go to parties, they will spray them money. We see them using those electronic, I'm sure there's one or two bankers here, they will tell me those things that they used to spray money. I think it's for counting money, but they take it to the parties and they use it to spray now. They spray the money. That's what they do. And then you find that the money is all over the floor, and then the next day after the party, whoever owns the party, the money, starts rolling around in the money and say, oh, these are all the millions I made, dollars were sprayed on me, this is the money I made from my party, glamorizing all these sort of things. And you see that a lot of people, they start feeling, this social media, you'll be surprised the effects that it has on a lot of people. They take it seriously. Can we begin to censor the things that are shown on social media? Can we? Can we not just, people can do what they want, yes, but if it's having a negative effect on the other people in the society, especially our youth that should be working hard, that we believe are the future, because right now, do you really believe that these our youth are the future of Nigeria? With the way that they are doing, they want a microwave life and they want everything. There's no dignity in labor, because not everything immediately. Ashimolowo says our culture keeps insisting that those who make money illegally must hide their money. T issue any you lost me there. T issue any bata dawo. Anyway, he said something in Yoruba. Always remember, I'm not a Yoruba girl. I know you all think I'm a Yoruba girl, but I'm not. But a lot of things are happening. People are making legal money. Can't they emulate them? Can't we show them more of the Tony Mehelu and the people that he has mentored that are successful today? Can't we showcase things like that? Can't we have them on billboards? Why is there all this one on social media of Yahoo money that they will be buzzing with money and all sorts of things? Can we make sure that Nollywood stops this? Any small video, before you know happening, they're in Babalawo house, they're in spiritualist house, we don't want to watch again. We are tired of it. It's having a detrimental effect on our youth. We don't want them again. Can they be, there's a censorship board. Can they stop all these movies that make children believe? And then the music videos, like Anarchy said, those music videos, right now, they're spraying money. Oh, they're spraying money. This is all our youth are thinking. They don't even believe they have to work again. Even the girls don't want to work. Even if the girls are not prepared to do ritual, they are prepared to. I've actually interviewed a girl, and I asked her what her. I always ask about their relationships and stuff. I asked her. She said that her boyfriend does Yahoo, and I said Yahoo. Number one, you're not even afraid to say it. So I was speaking to my team, and this girl is saying, he said, yeah, that it's street cred for those girls to say they're going out with a Yahoo boy. That it's cool to say you're going out with a Yahoo boy. I thought it was something that you will hide. I didn't know that it's something that somebody goes out there to go and say that you're going out with a Yahoo boy. And then she mentioned, and I said, okay, if you're going out with a boy, why are you here and everything? He's just giving you money. What is it? You shouldn't be looking for work. I mean, she didn't work here eventually, but I'm not going to let other people go and sacrifice their enemies. Now we can't even mention it. Anyway, she was going out with a Yahoo boy and she was looking for work here. So I was asking my team that this girl actually confessed to going out with a Yahoo boy. Is she not? They were the one that told me that when they go out with Yahoo boys, there's street cred attached to it. They're cool when they go out with Yahoo boys. And then she said, but the Yahoo boys are on different levels. And some of them is 50K Yahoo, 100K Yahoo. It's not as if they're minting it. But so maybe he's the kind of guy that gave her 5K. It's not enough to meet her needs. And she came with fake designer shirt, fake designer trouser, fake designer bag, fake designer. Everything had one logo or the other. I don't want to mention the brands all over it, but they were all clearly fake. And this girl came looking for work. And I just thought to myself, this is what is happening. So the parents are encouraging children, marry rich man. Even those people that are supposed to be well-to-do and exposed, you can see that a lot of them, they do arranged marriages. You see, even on social media, we see it. Arranged marriages for their children. Nobody wants to work hard. They just want money already made. But if we don't have consequences, for these actions, if they say they're doing death penalty in Nigeria, right now, with the way we have reached, to be honest, so be it. Because it is so bad that people are taking people's lives. So if you didn't start at the beginning of the video, I'm telling you that be mindful of where your children go. Be mindful of who they go out with. Because I told the story at the beginning of children who have tricked their friends to one place or other. Young children under the age of 15, junior secondary school, tricking their friends that they are going somewhere, and then they just use one as a sacrifice. I saw something on somebody's stories, and I couldn't believe that something like that can even go on stories, where a girl, they were tying like rappers, no shirts. You know how you see it in African magic, and they were attacking this girl with weapons, with tools, and she was screaming. I couldn't watch it, and I'm thinking, how did somebody post this one? Can the police not? You know what I'm saying? That I'm always having questions when people don't even have the fear. There's no fear that you can post something like this to stories. People are being murdered. All sorts of things are happening. People are being decapitated, and we are just looking. Now, the places that our children should be safe is the school leaders now that are using the children for sacrifices. Then before it's happening to the teachers, they will be collaborating with security. If we are not safe in the country, when our children are not safe in school, let's just know that one. So what are we going to do? Anarchy says the death penalty will not solve this, in my opinion. What will solve it? Please, suggestions are necessary. What do you think will solve it? Yes, Otolu, 50K Yahoo. And Dr. Dechon says no more discipline, no more self-control. Usually, as I've heard, Anarchy says, these parents are told that they'll get this money and live for a few years after the procedure, and they go ahead and opt for it. Where does the money come from? I still don't believe. You know, it went as far as people saying that when people are saying that if the thing really works, what is the serial number of that currency? Why aren't they bringing money, dollars, from outside the country? Where is the money being manufactured? How is the money happening? Somebody was now saying something about, which I went to research this afternoon. As you know, I'm a researcher. I went to research Matthew 14, 24, Matthew 17, 24 to 27. Someone was saying that Jesus, there was, when the Jews wanted Jesus to pay taxes, and he didn't want any contention, he told Peter to go to the waters and he would find a coin in the mouth of a fish. So to them, they feel, okay, that if Jesus can manufacture money like that, and that was the only 3 verses in the Bible. So that story, we don't really know the depth of that story. We don't really know the depth of that story. That's as far as it went. That coin could have fallen into the water. The fish would have eaten it thinking it's food. Anything could have happened. So if that happened, does that mean that people should do rituals? I don't know how we think. The poverty is so rife. Another thing that is so common now is all these spiritualists, pastors, so-called pastors that will, in their churches, behind their churches, all sorts of things are happening there. Can the police get into those places and find out? They said if you dig up some of them, you see human head. They have read this. This one was even years ago, even before now that we are hearing about it again. There's always a wave. There was a time when it was kidnapping that it's even reached the Lekki area. They're kidnapping children, kidnapping all sorts of things. It has calmed down a bit. It hasn't stopped. It has calmed down. But now, the latest one is ritual killing. And it's not a respecter of class now. It's anybody. That's why I keep telling people that you might be a social media person, but don't think as if it's not happening. Let your children know when these videos are happening. When things are happening, I call my daughter and I show her that, see you. Mommy Dara says, I think a reorientation and a revamp also, Also, social media is not helping showing flashy cars and houses they know they did not get legally. And they will keep allowing it. Let's start from primary school. Even before primary school, let's start from the families. Social media and flashing of fake lives is too much. You see, that flashing of fake lives, we can't stop it. They do it abroad. They do it in England, America, India. To show off and be braggadocious is part of human nature for many people. You would have to have certain kind of moral values for you not to be doing all those sort of things. So we can't really say people should not show off on social media. But what are they showing off? You see, what are they showing off? If I want to show off my own property that I've just got and blah blah blah, people show all sorts of things. That's on them. That's their own business. But when you know that this sort of income, you see, a couple of days, more than once, I would want to bring in money, maybe from somewhere outside, without wanting to say too much on social media. Anytime you try and bring in money in, or anything that has to do with England or America, there will be checks. They will start asking you, where is the money coming from? Where is the source of the money? They will even block your account if necessary. You have to call, you have to give your whole blood type, everything. For money that is your own, you have to prove where the money is coming from. Who are you sending to? Who is the recipient? What's the source of income? So why can't we have things like that? Since parents are not asking again, when they see all these sort of things on social media, and why can't you ask, where did you get all this money from? What is the source of the income, of the wealth? When a 23-year-old person suddenly just builds one big house, not to say that there are people that will not inherit good money from their families and have these sort of things. You know the types we're talking about. And it may seem selective, but if that is the way that we're going to have to go, then let it be the way that we're going to have to go. Let us scrutinize where money is coming from. Let us scrutinize money that is getting into accounts. When certain amounts of money get into certain accounts, that an account will not be active, all of a sudden, see your bankers here now, account will not be active, all of a sudden you just see 50 million inside. Instantly, that account, you should not let that money move. You must speak to that person, find out where that money came from. How is it, how did it land into this minus account just so suddenly? Maybe we have all this BVN, we have tracking systems these days. There's so many things available now. Who is the person making noise about all these sort of things? Because it's killing our youth. They don't want to work again. They don't want to work. They just want to hammer. So if you have so Dr. Someone says, imagine 15 to 30 years are now feeling like a failure instead of them getting to know themselves first and finding their purpose. Purpose seeking. Anarchy said, living in bondage almost 30 years, as an almost 30-year-old, even from the name of the movie. That's the name of the movie. Wow. Even from the name of the movie, it is understood that the people who went this route lived in bondage. It hasn't deterred people from choosing that life. Mr. Adedinkwe says, people don't care again how people make money again. Everyone wants to get rich quickly in a wrong way. But what are we doing about it? What are banks doing about it? At least they can track money. That one they can. What are they doing about it? Is this how we're going to continue in this state of anarchy? Because we are in a bad state now. That it's like, I don't even know how we want to recover from this one. Talking Mom Stress says, parents of these children don't question their money sources. As long as they have something to spend, they are okay. It's a shame. It's a shame. I even believe that parents, we should work to the point where we are self-sufficient. We work towards our pension. We work and are able to earn. We should stop, these children putting pressure on them. Some of the people, is the pressure that the parents have put on their heads that is making them do all sorts of things. Oh, you must marry a rich man. Oh, you must be sending money. You must raise your children. Everybody wants to have 4 or 5 children. You will have the children, you don't have time. Then you will turn the firstborn to the one that we must fend for the entire family. That one is under pressure. Puts the husband under pressure. Everybody under pressure. So they feel the need to cheat and steal. So Kadari says, more parents need orientation. They feel like a failure or they're already a failure. So they want to project their stupidity onto their kids to have quick riches. This is sad. Very, very sad, as a matter of fact. Let me see Facebook. Thank you all for joining. Well, Facebook. Okay, I didn't see any more comments on there. Anuka said, I agree with Mommy Dara. Reorientation is, how do we do the reorientation? What are the practical steps for us to do this reorientation? Start from secondary school and but we are seeing this in primary school now. Young children. Start from secondary school and let young people understand that there is dignity in labor. Mr. David says banks have things in place, but you will still see bankers cut corners to get a cut of fraudulent. That's another thing. Even when people see something wrong, because they are getting their own share, again, it's moral values. And banks have targets to meet. The pressure. I mean, I had an account manager that told me that her target was something billion. I don't know that. I can't remember the billion. It was so ridiculous. And she had a period of time to hit it. And that's why some of them, they go and sleep with clients. That's why they do all those sort of things. Is the pressure not all around? Nature's Health and You says, if the parents that have really caused, it's the parents that have really caused this, then if they are into cryptocurrency, they need to prove that too. Yeah, then you should prove it. I don't even know much about anything I don't know. I always, if I'm unclear, I can't be hustling and struggling, put my money in one crypto. Before I know happening, I don't know what is going on again. Let me do the sort of investment that I understand. Anurika said, I would also add that a system overhaul is required. Anurika, I want to know how we are going to do this orientation. I want to know how we are going to do this system overhaul. How will we do it? From the banks to the security operatives. Remember that Mr. Wike already says that these banks, they are taking cuts and they also have targets to meet. So some of them, they will just see something and wave it. There's a high level of moral decadence. If there's no audio, it's you. You are the only one that has complained of it. That's why I said it starts from the home. The pandemic has eaten deep into society. Is so sad. So we must continue. We must continue to do whatever we can in our circle of influence, continue to talk, but we know that there are people in different high places that can do something about it. Maybe the pressure in the banks has to reduce so that people can be, the thing is that even the bankers go, I don't understand. You want to collect a cut, so you see something evil happening and then you allow it. Asha says, you are so right. I know one family person that the husband has been in America for nearly 30 years. Meanwhile, his housewife has been in Nigeria living like a poor woman. Wow. There must be more to that particular story. Nature's Health and You says, also any minor court should be arrested alongside the parents. Yes, those parents, everything. You know me, I'm always saying these parents. Maybe that will ginger them to start correcting them. Yes, it starts from the home, but women need to wake up. Asha, why are you saying women? I want you to tell me why you have mentioned women. Natural Health and You. So I'm a teacher, I always want to understand. So far, they can investigate that such minor is doing something that cannot be proved as legitimate. So they must be scrutinized. They cannot continue to just have money, spend money anyhow. Secondary school children will be going to school with 100,000 naira pocket money. Some of them are going with dollars. A lot of teachers, people ask me, why am I not opening secondary school? Why don't I want secondary school? I said, even the primary school I'm doing is a handful enough. I know the corruption that resides in secondary schools. I know, I hear these things. I'm behind the scenes. There's a lot of rot in those primary, secondary schools. A lot of money passing, changing hands here and there. We know when small children can bring 100K to school, $500 to school, they can bribe the teachers, they can bribe the security guards. How are we going to move forward? How? Anarchy says we can't deny the impact of poverty and broken systems. We cannot. We can't. For parents who have been laboring and have not seen the results, how do the young ones believe that truly there is dignity? And so we must make it available. We must make jobs available. And a lot of Nigerians are private organizations. They are employing. See, when somebody comes to your workplace, especially when they come to clean, don't always feel as if you must pay them 15K when you can afford to pay more than that. Someone like me, I don't want to pay anybody 15K. I don't want to pay anybody 20K because I will feel as if, for someone like me that works with children, what type of service are they going to give my children? The time they pay for travel or pay for food and everything, what is remaining? Let us know that everything must not be for us and we must profit everything. If you find that they're earning little, pay them what you can afford, that your budget can accommodate. Pay them fairly. These are the sort of things that you will do for them that, number one, they will even be loyal and they will know that there is dignity in labor. Yes, there's poverty in the land. Mr. Akoji says the thing is there are a lot of us who know what is right, but will not get into politics. If the people who can do something do nothing, then change will not come. There's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot in this thing that you have said, man. So many. It's such a huge one. Once upon a time, people said, okay, I have to go into politics. I started to even consider it. I started to check Wimby's politics or whatever they were doing. So let me even find out. I'm not a politician. I don't know anything about it. But as I continued my work, I realized that I might not even want to be there. Honestly, I'm happy to be where I am, speaking from where I am. Because, without mentioning names, we know people that have entered that place and have become monsters. People that we were happy when they elected them into those positions. We were cheering. Yay, change has come. But today, you and I know that the story is different. I don't want to be the one that is speaking today. Then tomorrow, I have my tail in between my legs. I can't say anything again because something has happened. Let me be on the sideline. There are some people that I don't know. I don't know much about politics, so I don't like to venture where I don't know. But I don't want my voice to change because I entered on the back end. Then I will now say something is happening. That's why I'm not seeking it. They'll say, oh, until you are in the system, that's when you will now know that it's different behind the scenes. I don't want, personally, but I do agree that people should be in politics so that they can drive the change. But at least you and I know people that have gone into that politics. What change has happened? Tell me about the change. So, do you understand what I'm saying, Ma? Do you understand what I'm saying? I support the arrest of the child and parents too. Me, yes, I totally agree. Your child is bringing money. You are living in one face me, I face you, and your child is bringing Bugatti, Bentley, or whatever, S-Class, new one, just suddenly, just like that. Let us find out where that money came from. Let us find out. There's more to the story. The man has refused to bring the wife to America, yet the mother is here eating good. The wife and the children are suffering. That one looks like family systems issue. Dr. Tadi Song says it's not about politics, so it's from the grassroots, the home. And that is why, you know what they say, I died there. It's this home. My daughter just finished WAEC. I don't want to read what you want to write, honestly, what you've written, because I know the corruption that happens in that one as well. Examination malpractice, all sorts of things. My daughter just finished writing WAEC. This is Dr. Adetomu saying, and she has already questioned me about the children in her school. Who are Yahoo? So we're talking WAEC you can't look with. So WAEC is like 16, 17-year-olds. Anarchy says for solutions, there needs to be a concerted effort. We've dropped some nuggets here today, but they need to be harmonized. They need to be harmonized. We need to be talking and we need to harmonize. Yes, I totally agree. But you know another thing? In my own experience, especially when Sylvester's case happened, I see that there's not a lot of unity in the educational sector. A lot of people that have traction, that have the following, that can do something, there are sometimes, not all, but especially in that Sylvester's case, people kept quiet because they were friends to X, Y, and Z, and they didn't want to look funny. You know, even that one happened with celebrities. Celebrities that would normally make noise, that this happened, a child was abused, this one too. When Sylvester came, because they know X, they know Y, they know X, they know Y, they keep quiet. So when you talk about that harmonization, Anorika, you are completely correct. But how do you harmonize? Just like with the bankers, when we are saying, oh, banks should put a sanction or stop anything that is fraudulent happening in the banks. But they are also saying that there are some corrupt people that because they want to get a cut of this fraudulent money, they will keep quiet. So how do we harmonize? When human beings have traded their values for a piece of cake. Yeah, I get you. Concerted efforts. Politics is not even a good sector. My mom was a politician, but she was frustrated because she was morally tight, whatever. And I can remember somebody saying it in our church once. He was saying that the kind of things that happen in fact, somebody said it on one of the lives that many of these people, they are cultists, many of these people, you know, they have to have godfathers and all sort of things. I know that politics all around the world comes with a lot of gory details behind the scenes, but how do we now move forward? Me personally, I considered it though, that let me move towards that place. I considered it, but I just thought to myself, is it worth it? Will I still be talking in the same way if I join? So as I said, you're so right. You don't want your voice to speak louder than your footsteps. Smart woman. Follower, thank you. 17 is even old. 14, 15 are writing WAEC already. Yes, and they are doing Yahoo. Oh, I'm using all my devices. I'm using 3 devices. I will have just opened up a video for you. The boys were small like this. The ones I was talking about at the beginning of the video, where they were saying they want to do Yahoo. They want to do Yahoo. They chase us, come out for where we they stay. So we won't do Yahoo. We won't do Yahoo. Small children. Mr. Yakoji says, I know there's a problem with politics. There's so much to it. The grassroots is truly a foundation, but leaders have a role to play to make change. Totally agree. Exactly. And people are even castigating Adetun for speaking up. See, she spoke, Adetun, I did not know her because I don't really watch Nigerian movies like that. I don't really know her, but I got to know her. I had a very brief conversation with her via DM. And I also commended her because her voice was louder than many educators. Educators were keeping quiet throughout the Sylvester Olomoni's case. Till today, many educators, they are very scared. The same thing they did with the Don Davis's case. If Don Davis' mother was not shouting, what justice would that boy have received today? What justice? When everything has finished happening, we can only call on God. Hey, God, oh, God, oh, God. We keep cheating ourselves. I still mentioned here where this girl that cheated me, I'm sure she's in her early 30s, 500,000 naira. Just like that. And I'm smart too. Me, I'm very smart. I'm sure you guys know. People don't cheat me again. They used to cheat me when I moved to Nigeria because I was not streetwise then. I didn't know. But since then, all my borrowed sense, they don't cheat me again. But this girl still managed to remove 500K from me in 2021. And to be honest, the only resolution, when you know that there's nothing that can happen, if you carry it through legally, you even spend more than the 500K you are looking for. You just have to abandon the case and just call on the God of Ogun to fire on down the person. They will make you become what you don't want to become. They make you become what you don't want to become. And I said people are keeping quiet because they are paid from the back. Oh, I'll say it again. People are keeping quiet because they are paid from the back. Oh. People are keeping quiet because they are paid from the back. Oh, she put a big O there. And I totally agree. Fiyinfoluwa Ola Jolo. If I didn't say Fiyinfoluwa, let me say Fiyinfoluwa. Like Mr. Washika said, if she's in politics, she might not be able to speak out. And she spoke at the governor's forum last year. There we go. And she has a voice, she has following. People listen to her. But if she's in politics, then what? And I don't want to discourage us from going into politics. So. Because I believe that a lot of us need to be in that politics. I just know that the way I talk, I don't want to be inside and not be able to see it. Because I know that my ministry is in my own voice. I don't want to enter somewhere and will now be gagged. scrutinizing what I want to say. When I wanted to go on this live, I just put pen to paper. I said, this is what I want to talk about. It is here. I won't say because of Kineko, this person or that person, I cannot say what I want to say. As long as I say things that are morally right, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, I'm fine. I hope I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. So I've talked about warning your girl children, questioning sources of income, be careful who your kids, whether you're a boy or a girl, the sacrifice boys, the sacrifice girls. Be very, very wary. All those African movies, I'd like to support things of African origin. If you know me, I like to wear ethnic things that are unique. I love to support African things, but I don't want to support any Nollywood that is doing juju. I don't subscribe to it. Somebody was saying the other day that children don't know how to dance at Poshe. I said they know how to dance. They know how to dance to clean content. If you start paying all those nonsense, they will start looking at you. They will be looking at you. Even one parent was telling me that the day the child starts singing all those songs, because the child is almost ready to go to secondary school. The day my child starts singing all those songs, I'll be so surprised. Money, as you are going, the child is in secondary school, there's no way the child will start singing that song. Even my daughter too was very clean before. She didn't, not that she didn't to the bad ones, I've taught her to know that once the lyrics are dirty, abstain. If you don't know the meaning of this word, research it or ask. So I told her that one. But they move on into life and they start facing all those sort of things. So we've talked about so many things. Celebrities I've talked about that they need to speak up, just like Arecho spoke up. They need to talk and speak up against all this ritual. It's getting too much. We need to stop all this spraying of money on social media. It's terrible. We are doing ourselves a complete injustice. Religious houses should be scrutinized. Who are the people doing these religious things? All these jujus are doing at the back and they're saying they're leaders. Go and bring this one. Go and bring that one. There was even one I watched on YouTube again, because the whole week has been ritual. That's why I said, okay, let me talk about it, because I don't really understand how rituals work. I'm not a ritualist, so I'm very sketchy. You notice I put it in my stories, but because I don't really know how. To me, I don't even know where the money comes from. It sounds ignorant, because if we have 10, let's say this is all the money in Nigeria, and a ritualist does juju ritual for somebody and they kill somebody, and then this misses, and there's only this remaining in the Nigeria, where do you trace these ones to? Where do you trace the remaining money to? I keep wondering, where does the money for these rituals, where does it manifest? Do they rip up somebody else to make their own happen? How does it work? Finis Follower said, I'm having a discussion with my little brother and his friends when they are back from the hostel, about this ritual thing. We can't be passive. We cannot be passive, because it's happening everywhere. May it not be our children, but we know Nigeria is always God forbid, and God forbid cannot continue to be a strategy for us. We have to face the facts and know that these evil things are happening. There's no logical explanation indeed for the ritualistic killing that we're seeing. There's no logical. Why would you, to the point where, you know what, sometimes when I was young, they used to make us kill chickens and guinea pigs. Whatever, I think it's guinea pigs. We used to make us do things like that, where we will remove, put total, all those things go, and you will find this gory. I find those things gory. Then, not talk of a human being. Children are killing human beings that have a spirit, soul, and body, and they don't feel anything about it. The one that was staying around, when they finished killing the girl, they carried the head to go and burn the head. The body was in a sack, in a rice bag, rice bag. They removed that from the rice bag. Somebody's child, somebody's friend, a human being. And we're okay. Our children, they are okay to do things like that. They don't have nightmares at night. They don't, even the thought of going to do it. If you want to do evil to somebody, they said everything is created twice. Before you do it, you will have thought about it. What are we going to use? They even had a machete. They showed the machete where they used to decapitate this girl. They snapped her neck first, according to their narrative, that they snapped her neck, and then after snapping it, they used the machete to decapitate her head. Then the remaining body, they put it in a rice bag. Heaven knows what they wanted to do with this before they got caught. People are spraying money on social media, but the children can decide not to go that. Exactly. People spray money. My daughter sees this. She will not say she wants to go and do it. If they haven't been trained well, they all lack contentment, and their attention has been diverted from hard work. I can remember a few days ago, My daughter said they were doing Mufti Day in their school and they wanted them to bring some money. They tend to do it minimum of 5,500 naira. They use it to maybe support something, whatever. So I said, don't forget to take money from me. But she said, I have money already. I said, you have money? Where did you get money from? She said, oh, you forgotten that I sell my books. But the money goes to her account. She said the other day, somebody paid cash and you're going to put it in my account. I have that cash, I will take from it. I must ask. I don't think she steals. She doesn't even steal. But I will ask. That is the responsibility of a parent. You must ask. Yeah, you give 500 naira. Yes. But ask. Not to talk of a child bringing millions or suddenly buying you a car. And then you just drive the car. You don't even want to question anything. Which job are you doing now? A friend of mine told me that she had been going through a hard time. It's not a recent thing anyway, it's not that recent. She had gone through a hard time, and I was aware of it because she was depressed back and forth, and people were doing whatever they can. Anyway, she now landed this nice job somewhere in Ikoyi, and she's doing well. They give her a company car, they give her, things have just really, really changed. And she said, for the first time in X amount of time, I was able to give my mother X amount of money. The mother asked. She's married with children. The mother asked. And she used to say, oh, this is what happened. And now, this is a grown woman in her 40s. But people now, 20-year-old children, when they will bring money home, parents are not asking. The greed, the fast living. She said, till I graduated, my mom will ask me where I got clothes from. That's another thing. People will be borrowing clothes up and down. You know, there was, is it ASOS? One time I was in England, and I saw on the news where they said they will not be taking clothes back. Once you buy it, that is it. Or they will, when you buy the clothes, the tag will be in front of the outfit. Because what happens is that they will go and wear it, post on Instagram, post on social media, and go and return it after they finish wearing it. So they stopped it. But I know that another thing happens, and it happens among secondary school children. This one I even know firsthand. It's not even second gist. Firsthand, when they're having all those Mufti days and everything, they will go and borrow clothes. They will be bringing clothes. One will leave their house, so like normal children. Another one will bring clothes, and now before it's happening, they're wearing all sorts of things. This is what is happening. So if your children are not even content with the clothes they have, there's a problem. Even parents, a lot of them, they must borrow. They're going to party, they must go and borrow handbag. They will say, it's my friend. They must go and borrow this, borrow that, borrow that. Borrow. Which college borrow make me rich when I was in secondary school. Borrow from now till eternity. And our children are now doing it. Nothing is enough. They must go and be borrowing things. Borrow every single thing. So that, I like that you mentioned that. Where did you get the clothes from? They need to deal with the person that asked them to bring the humor. Yes, they need all those ritualists. So they call themselves spiritualists, pastor, all sorts of things, imam, or they call themselves things that they are not. Those people must be brought to book. That's why I said, are the prisons enough for them? Won't they find their way out eventually? They need to be putting them somewhere and throwing the keys away. Schools too should start taking source of income. Please speak more about that, natural health. Schools too should start taking source of income. I'm not clear, but when I spoke on NTA yesterday, one thing I mentioned was that people that are starting schools, they should do a proper background check on them. I'll post it later. It's on my YouTube channel. People that are opening schools, they should do a background check, including me. Do a background, because some people are too broke. I'm telling you, they're too broke to be in education. The minute somebody is not paying salary, there's a problem. The minute is that they're greedy and they don't want to pay the salary, or they're so broke, they don't want to pay salary. And if they're so broke and everybody else is not paid, everybody is suffering because they don't have salaries. Please, what exactly are they giving the children in the school? What sort of service, what type of love are they giving the children in the school? So the Instagram is going to go off very soon. Anyway, I'll just read the quick comments. I have a minute left. Parenting and family are the root of most of our problems. If parents are not content, how will children be? Mr. Edwin said it starts from the family. Contentment. We need to ask more questions as parents, accountable to one another. Absolutely. University polytechnics should start questioning sources of income. They must be asking these questions all the time. So I thank you all for joining. If you have any suggestions, please Send it to my DM. Me, I will listen. Everything I'm doing is in the best interest of the Nigerian child and the country at large. So anyone that you know to do, please share it. I don't really know how we are going to move forward in this country. It's scary. So I thank you all. God bless you. So Instagram has gone off. And I'll see you when I see you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely week ahead of you. Okay? See you later. Bye. Okay, Poshe. Bye on YouTube.